Welcome back to the Dust It Off podcast. I am your host, Marcus Flowers, aka Flo, aka Call Me What You Want. Just don't call me lazy. And normally I would have my co-host, Metro Meta. He would do his thing right now, but unfortunately he is unavailable right now, and he only told me this about a few hours ago. So I was scrambling trying to get a show together because it's all about consistency and being consistent. And in its third year, 26 in Glencoe, it's all about consistency. It's all about giving you the quality content that you deserve. So I searched far and wide, and I stumbled across this young man who I've known for about going on 2 years now, and he is a graduate of University of Northern Colorado. He also is a graduate of Syracuse Newhouse School of Journalism. His master's. He is a former NFL intern for the NFL Network. He also is a budding FGC competitor. And today I am joined by none other than Dallas Jackson. Dallas, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. FGC competitor.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, you got me. You really got me when we finally played Mortal Kombat. I will say, if you have been following me on social media over the past couple of months, every once in a while I'd say Dallas is pussy. Never call me out. Basically, I was talking a lot of shit to Dallas, and let me tell you, he handed it to me. I'm not even gonna say
I put some hands on you. My gosh.
We only played 2 matches, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I still have a family to feed. I don't know how I will be able to look my future kids in the eye and tell them what to do after taking numerous losses like this. So yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, man. So let's just hop right in. So what games are you currently playing right now?
So right now, we just talked about it, but Mortal Kombat, mostly. I've also been playing Among Us, with friends or like with randoms online.
Right.
I've also been playing Super Smash Brothers here and there. Some Call of Duty with friends mostly. Playing Warzone for Halloween and all that stuff. And I've been playing Pokemon because the new DLC that came out too.
Right. And with the new Crown Tundra DLC,
hmm
have you caught all the legendaries yet, or have you started?
So far I caught all the legendary dogs, so Suicune, Entei,
Okay.
and Raikou. I also caught like the original Moltres
Okay.
so far. I caught Calyrex through the story. And I went with the ice horse for that one.
Okay.
You get like two choices. And
Yeah.
then I also caught Galarian Articuno, which took like forever. So I tried to catch it at least 2 or 3 times before I just called it and just threw a master ball at it. And then I've caught all the Reggies. So all the I don't know what they're called. I guess the Reggie Ice,
Yeah.
Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock,
And
Reggie Gigas, all the
did you choose the dragon or the electric one?
I chose the dragon.
Okay.
And then so what you do is I don't know if I don't want to spoil it for
Yeah.
you.
No. You're fine. I
Okay.
actually I just finished the horse. I chose the ice as well, just
Mhm.
because in Isle of Armor I chose dark Kung Fu. So I
Okay.
just went with ice for the opposite. You don't want too many dark or whatever. You want a variety.
Right.
And I actually, right before we got on this, I
hmm
actually I killed my Reggie Ice.
Oh, you
So
did. Okay. Yeah.
so I had to turn it off, and I'm gonna turn it back on because you always save right before you get into the battle. So I'll
Right.
start that over again. I caught Reggie still. That was rather easy. So
hmm
I think I'm probably going to do that tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and I also got Latios.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Latios through like the Dynamax Adventures is honestly like the most fun part I think of the whole thing because that's where they really bring back all the old
Right.
legendaries and It's a lot more fun, I think, than like regular max raids. Because you kind of can go in with like a random Pokemon, and you can trade them out. You can decide like who you want to go up against next,
Yeah,
and all that. Especially like if you can find three friends to play with. I know it's like a little bit harder because it's not like PS4 where you can just like invite your friends to play with you. Like you all kind of have to enter the code at the same time and all that
right.
too.
Yeah, one of the only drawbacks of the Dynamax raids are
Mhm.
you don't get to use your own Pokemon.
Right.
That's the one drawback I have. Like, yeah, it is super fun and I enjoy it, but
Mhm.
having to like choose from like a random Rhino King that you really don't know the stats of compared to like a Pokemon that you've grown and cultivated. That kind
Right.
of gets me.
Yeah, I get that, but I think that's kind of, I mean, they can't make it like too easy,
Right.
because I think like if we got to choose our own Pokemon and just go in the cave adventures, I think people would just kind of blow through it, and they would just get legendaries left and right. So I think they kind of got to make you work for it somehow.
Yeah, no, for sure. What I'm really waiting on, I'm waiting to send my Pokemon from Pokemon Go
Mhm.
to Sword and Shield.
Yeah, you got some good ones.
Yeah, I haven't been playing the past few weeks, but I do have a few. Like I have all the dogs on Pokemon Go. I have a few
Okay.
shinies I'd like to take over.
Hmm.
Like just like a few. The one thing I don't like is how like you kind of have to pay to send them after a while.
Right.
And it's like I've been grinding on Pokemon Go since its inception in
Hmm.
2016. So it's like I kind of want to see this pay off. Like I didn't get to see it pay off in Let's Go Eevee, but I saw it in but like now that I have finally have the opportunity to really do it, I can't. Like I can't really manifest it in the way I want to.
Right.
So, but yeah, man. How is you mentioned Among Us? How is Among Us?
Hmm. Have you never played it?
No, I haven't. So I've only
Oh my
like
gosh.
read about it. I don't think
Mhm.
that'd be my kind of game. But so how is it?
It's I think it's fun. And I just think like a lot of it, I think it's because it's like free. It's not that expensive like to begin with. I think on Steam it's like $5. Um, but it's just like a lot of fun. It's just kind of like a murder mystery. Um, so like the way it's set up is like it's up to I think 10 players and you can set as many imposters as you want. And imposters are the ones who kind of kill people off one by one.
Right.
Um, and it just um, I think it's just super like entertaining. Even like if you die, like it's fun to just watch and see like how things unfold. And see because people can like chat with each other. And then you can vote people off once you like discover a body or you just call in a meeting. And so just seeing like how persuasive some people are or just how easily people like give themselves up is always funny to me.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no. Let's hop right in. Or actually,
Okay.
one last thing. How is Zombie Warzone?
Zombie Warzone is fun too. Um, I play with a lot of my friends that I like went to high school with, and so we just play a couple times a week. I'm probably the worst at Warzone in the group, but it's still just like a lot of fun and the zombie mode where you can die and you can come back as a zombie and you have to kill two people in order to like regain like your human status and keep going. That's a lot of fun. There are like all the different chests around the map that people normally find like weapons in. Some of them have jump scares. And I think if you collect all these different ones in different locations, you get a special weapon. From the Halloween event, they've included like all these new skins, like Jigsaw is one of them, and Leatherface from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is another one.
Okay.
So there's just like a lot of stuff to do, and it's not. I think it only lasts I think until like next week, um, until like November 3rd. So there's not too much longer time to play it and get like special gear and guns and all that stuff.
No, for sure, for sure. All
Mhm.
right, let's hop right in. Are you excited for the Xbox Series One?
I am not, but my brothers are. They both play and have Xbox Ones. And then I switched over to PS4 back in 2018. And so I switched and got a PS4 Pro. And I've just kind of been waiting and anticipating, um, getting the PS5. But I see the hype on both sides, and I'm just super excited for both of them. And I'm gonna have to like upgrade my TV at some point to like a 4K, to get kind of like the most experience out of the next gen.
Nah, I feel you there. Well,
Mhm.
you're much more of an optimist than me when it comes to next gen. I think the Xbox Series One X will be trash.
Why?
Their
Why?
game selection just isn't there.
Mhm.
Yeah, like their loading times may be a little faster, but if that's it, if I'm doing loading times for subpar games, I don't really see a point in that. But
Okay.
the losses have already started to hit in. So Halo
Mhm.
Infinite loses its director in another leadership shakeup. Chris Lee says he's stepping away from the game. The director
Right.
of Halo Infinite has left developer 341 Industries. Chris Lee, who has worked at the studio for more than a decade, confirmed his departure via Bloomberg earlier today. Lee,
Mhm.
who joined in 2008, has been the studio head since 2016, says that he stepped back from Infinite and I'm looking at future opportunities. I believe in the team and I'm confident they will deliver a great game, and now is a good time for me to step away. Lee will, however, remain a Microsoft employee, according to a statement from the company. And
Mhm.
that just reads to me that he wants nothing to do with Halo anymore and the content that they're putting out. It seems like the
Mhm.
writing is on, just from my opinion, it seems like the writing is
Mhm.
on the wall that it just won't be a good game. And instead of trying to like see it through, he's just like, nah, I'ma chill. What do you think?
I don't honestly like it's. I think it's worrisome, if you're like, a true Halo fan and a true Xbox fan. I myself never really played through like the story modes of Halo, only the multiplayer, and like the forwards, like where you kind of create your own map and your own game modes and stuff.
Right.
So I don't, but I understand like all the hype with it. Like Halo is probably one of, if not the biggest franchises for Microsoft and the whole Xbox, um, console and family and everything. So it is worrisome because it is one of the biggest games, and it just makes you wonder like what's going on over there, and how it'll affect, um, kind of like the turnout for this game. Like, so how the game will turn out, how well it'll sell, what its ratings will be like. You just start to wonder about all that because I know like a lot of people love Halo all over the world, and so to see like one of the higher ups or one of the big wigs there and their director like leave, um, when it's supposed, I think it was originally supposed to come out for like the Xbox Series X launch, and now I think they're pushing it back possibly. Um, it just makes you kind of worry. I think if I had like an Xbox and I was anticipating getting Halo, I would be kind of worried.
No, for sure, for sure. Moving on. So PS5 has announced its first slew of Sony has announced its first slew of new games and very inexpensive games for
Hmm.
the PS5. The first PS Plus freebie will be Bug Snacks. Dallas,
Right.
are you familiar with this with this game?
I saw the trailer for it with the, what was it? It was like the PS5 like showcase or
Right.
whatever. I don't know what they call it exactly. But where they were kind of showing all new stuff that was going to be out for the PS5. Game Snacks is not a game that was like on my list. But it's like one of those indie games that looks pretty interesting. Um, and with it being free, I think it'll get downloads and stuff for people just to see like what it's about. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It looks okay to me. It's not a game that I would play myself.
Yeah, that's like a Saturday morning type of game where you don't really want to think, you just want to like enjoy your PS5. I definitely will be checking it out as soon
Mhm.
as I get a PS5. But I'm not too high on it. I'm not too low on it. It'll just be here. Also, Tribes of Midgard will be there as well.
Right.
How do you feel about that game?
Um, that game is another one. I think it's more like I don't want to say like a beat 'em up kind of game, but it's one of those like multiplayer games, kind of like I kind of think of like Monster Hunter, like one of those where you have like a big boss or a big enemy and you have to take it down with a group of people. It looks like interesting, um, but I don't. It's not really my genre in particular.
Right. No, for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not my genre either, but I see why it can be serviceable for
Right.
people and why they would want to play. Next, Tim will be a PS5 console exclusive. So,
hmm
how do you feel about this game?
That game looks interesting. It looks, from what I've seen, like it's run a lot of comparisons to Pokemon, and kind of like that style of like battling and competing against other people, and um, against I guess other enemies within like the story and stuff.
Right.
It looks pretty interesting. Uh, I might give it a chance, when the time comes.
No, for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking this out just because it is a PS5 console exclusive, and of course, when it comes to Sony and their exclusive games, there's always those hidden gems that you want to figure out that you can't get anywhere else. So I definitely will be checking this out, especially just having the monster aspect. Like, of course, we talked earlier about Pokemon, so this is
hmm
right in that same vein. So I definitely will be checking it out. Next one is they talked about this at the Sony State of PlayStation Haven. So this isn't a game for me. What about you, Dallas?
I I don't really remember seeing too much on it. I'd have to like go and like look at some trailers or some gameplay footage. Um, but again, I just think, these games are kind of, um, I just think they're being made for people just to kind of like check them out and see, what they're about, and maybe try out a new genre because it's not as expensive or free. And so, just to kind of like get yourself, um, into like maybe a different game than you're used to, or maybe just to support like the indie developers, because I know they've kind of come up big over the past few years with games
Right.
like Cuphead was a big one. um, Even like Fall Guys is another big game from this year, I think, at least. um, so it's just kind of like these kind of like indie developers and indie studios are kind of on the come up, I think. And so I think a lot of people will definitely check it out.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But next up, so I don't know if you saw this chaos about 2 days ago,
hmm
but Cyberpunk 2077 posted a picture on their social media accounts that said they are delaying the game again until December.
Right.
So it was supposed to come out originally, I think, in the summer. Then they moved into, well, I think, wasn't it supposed to come out last year? I
I
think,
believe so.
yeah, it was supposed to come out like I think 2 times last year, and they
hmm
both of those got delayed. Obviously, it was supposed to come out in June, then that got pushed back to September, then it got
hmm
pushed back to November, and now it is pushed back again. So it is pushed back until December. I don't see the date, but it's pushed back until early December. Um,
hmm
and the interesting thing about this is that the developers didn't know that Cyberpunk was being pushed back until they looked on social media. So what
Right.
do you think that says just about Cyberpunk 2077? Do you think it's just all hype at this point? Like, do you think the
hmm
actual game is going to be good?
I think it will. I think just from the videos and all the different trailers and stuff that I've seen on YouTube and what have you, from what I've seen, like it looks really good. And I know myself and like a few other friends are excited to play it once we get the chance. I think it'll be worth the wait. And hopefully it lives up to the hype. Um, and it just sucks because I think a couple of the developers or people working on the game on Twitter said that they've received like threats and stuff from fans who want the game like as soon as possible, which I just think is insane. That people are threatening people are threatening people that are working on the game because it's not out yet or because it's being pushed back. You never want to see anything like that. And so I still plan on buying it, and I think it'll be worth the wait. I just want to experience it in 4K because from what I've seen, like on YouTube and stuff, I think the highest resolution looks the best for a game like this, where like you can tell like they really put a lot of work into the graphics and everything.
Right, no, for sure. Once again, you are very optimistic when it comes to these games. I will say this personally, when it comes to Cyberpunk, I feel like it will not be worth the hype just because they've built themselves on such a they've built such a high pedestal for this game that no matter what, people's hopes are going to be tarnished regardless of how the game comes out just because of the long wait, just because of the hype. Like I think we first saw a glimpse of Cyberpunk at the Video Game Awards in 2017. So it's just like it's been like 3 years of anticipation, and just like when you're anticipating something, you start to write your own narratives about it. You start to insert your own feelings into the content, and I feel like that is just a problem, not only in video games, but just in just like culture in general. Like when you're waiting for something and it doesn't come when you want it, you start to just inflict your own personable influence in it. And so I think regardless of how this game will be, somebody's going to be disappointed. I'm going to pass on Cyberpunk 2077 until the next gen, until I get my PS5, just because that's where I think it'll be worth it at. Because I already have the 4K TV, so it's just making sure that I have everything for it. And I'll probably wait a few months to go grab it just because I don't want to get it right away. I kind of want to savor it and wait till everybody gets it. I did that mistake when I got Spider-Man for PS4, and of course I was on it right away, and I defeated the game, but I didn't really enjoy it just because I wanted to beat the game, so I didn't run into spoilers online. So
okay, got you.
I think I'm gonna just chill on Cyberpunk 2077. It wasn't very high on my radar, regardless, but I know I will eventually get it. So, but yeah, and so next, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. The demo is out on Nintendo Switch. Dallas, have you got a chance to play this yet?
I haven't gotten the chance to play it, but I remember the trailer, I think, for it.
Yeah.
And it has like that Dynasty Warriors kind of feel to it, or kind of gameplay style, which I think is cool. I remember playing those on like PS2, and how kind of like entertaining they are. I think they're fun for when you kind of like don't have anything else to play, maybe. To be honest, I've never played like a full Zelda game before, um, which I think is, I for sure feel like I'm missing out because of how big the franchise is. And so I think I would definitely give the demo a try, maybe later tonight or sometime this week.
Yeah, no, for sure. I actually I pre-ordered it already. But yeah, no, I love Breath of the Wild. I feel like this is going to be in that same vein, and they went with a different studio, so I'm definitely looking forward to it and seeing how this game turns out. And I feel like if this game is successful, we'll see more of these type of franchises moving on. All right, and lastly, for the boss battle, so what are your expectations for the next generation games or next generation systems?
systems. So I plan on getting a PS5. But when I do not know. Um, maybe it might be after like its initial release in a couple weeks. So
Right,
maybe closer to like Christmas or New Year's.
right,
Um, but I'm really looking forward to, Spider-Man Miles Morales is probably number one on my list right now. I would also say the new God of War game when it comes out for next gen. Um, I would put Cyberpunk up there, and Gotham Knights would probably be my other top game.
right.
I just think, from what I've seen, like with all the videos as far as like the PlayStation 5 like user interface and like all the upgraded graphics. I looked at like the unboxing to see like all the different parts. It looks like they really try to work on the cooling system of the console, which I think will help because
Yeah.
my my PS4, sounds like a jet engine if it's depending on like what game you're running or if it's running too long where it's super super loud. So I'm just trying to I don't know, just trying to wait and see how everything kind of plays out. I might watch like a few streamers play a couple games here and there just to see, how it actually looks when people play it cuz I think like when you look at like people like kind of like the Sony's like their big conferences and stuff like where they have people play games. I don't think it's the same as like a real person per se because they kind of just show you some of the basic stuff. So to see somebody like playing, I think will give her like a better experience and it'll tell me a lot more about what the system can do as opposed to um, kind of like somebody who's been working on the game just trying to show some of the basic stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And I agree with you 100%. My number one game I'm looking forward to is Gotham Knights, and I think that's going to be a
Mhm.
great game.
I do too, just because I'm such a big fan of like the Arkham series already.
Yeah,
um, that I think, Gotham Knights will be right up there. It's not too far off, kind of like the Arkham storyline, even though it's a different studio, I believe, and it kind of like a different timeline. I still think it'll be an amazing game, and you can play with other people because of
yeah,
um,
no,
the
and
co-op part of it.
I'm gonna love playing with my favorite character, Red Hood.
Hmm.
Just like an opportunity to get away from Batman. So,
Oh, you think
like,
so?
yeah, just because when just like I'm a big comic books fan, and it just sees like Batman is cool, but it's his family that makes him better. And a lot of
Right.
times with like these games and even in the movies, they portray Batman as just brooding, lose this brooding like jerk. But really in the comics, like you see he isn't anything without the people around him. And
That
so
makes sense.
to see them shine on their own and to be able to stand on their own and be in the spotlight, that's going to be super dope.
Yeah, I think so too. And just being able to like explore kind of like this new style of Batman, which I think like it has like a lot of the elements that the Arkham games did, like as far as like, grappling and fighting and sneaking around, but just, having like more more kind of I don't know if like diversity is the right word, but just a different take and being able to be more hands on with the other characters, as opposed to like the Arkham games where like Batgirl was just DLC and like
Right.
Nightwing was just DLC and Red Hood and Robin for like the most part. So getting to kind of play with them more, I think, will be really really cool.
No, for sure, for sure. Well, thanks again, Dallas, for checking in and hopping on with me. Can you tell
Yep.
people where to find you at online and what you have kicking up in the upcoming weeks, months?
Sure. So I don't have I don't have too much going on right now because of the COVID and everything. Um, but just trying to get back into working in the sports and broadcasting industry, and just cranking out job applications and trying to network and apply, and make connections and stuff. My social media, people can find me on Twitter at DAL_Jackson.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you once again.
Yep.
This is another Dust Off the Cartridge podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Flowers. Follow me on all social media platforms at Flow My Hero. Follow my co-host, Metro Meta at Metro Meta 26. Make sure you're following the brand on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at 26 and Glencoe Media Network. And until next time, peace.
All right, everybody. Y'all know who it is, Metro Meta and
At one Marcus Flowers.
And we'd like to thank you for watching and listening to our content. We'd like to thank you even more if you leave a like, a comment,
Subscribe. Definitely subscribe. We need that. Subscribe, subscription.
and don't forget to share with all your friends and tell us how you feel.
And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you got it from 26 and Glencoe Media Network.
Keep it real.